Hey, this is M from the 33 Secrets, and in this new secret training video, you're about to learn how to get out of the friend zone with the girl of your dreams before it's too late. And believe it or not, it's a lot easier than you think, so stay tuned. All right, so how do you escape the friend zone with a girl that you're crazy about? By the way, this is a special training video that I'm doing especially for dummies, aka beginners, guys who are just starting out. Because getting out of the friend zone, believe it or not, is a lot easier than you think it is. Unfortunately though, most guys just make it a lot more difficult than it needs to be, especially when every hot girl that they've ever met has automatically friend zoned them in the past, either before they've had a chance to have sex with her or immediately after they've had sex with her, which might be worse. And some guys have been in the friend zone for so long that they've just given up all hope of ever getting out. It's like being in jail. The longer you sit in there, the more you lose hope of ever getting out, where you just start to feel like there's no escape. And it's no different when you're stuck in the friend zone with your dream girl, a girl that you're crazy about. The longer you sit in her friend zone, the more she can make you lose all hope of ever getting out. And it really, really sucks. Especially when you have to sit there and watch her run off with all these other jerks that you know could care less about her. All these jerks that are dating other women on the side. All these jerks that don't appreciate her the way that you do. And if you're in the friend zone with a girl that you like right now, as you watch this video, then you're gonna want to get yourself out of her friend zone as soon as possible before it's too late. Because the longer you sit in her friend zone, the longer it will take you to get out. And the longer you sit in her friend zone, the more damage you are doing, the more permanent you are making it for yourself. You're not helping your cause. Not to mention, the longer you wait, the more time you give her to meet other guys, date other guys, get a new boyfriend, or worse, get married, which I have seen happen to many guys hopelessly waiting in the friend zone. The point is, you don't want to keep waiting around, because the sooner you take action, the sooner you can start reversing the damage that you've already done, because it will take a little bit of time. I actually had a student of mine who was in the friend zone with his dream girl from high school for nearly a decade. And it took him a few years to finally reverse all the damage that he'd done to where he was finally able to get out of the friend zone and actually get the girl. Now, personally, I would have cut my losses short many years earlier and simply moved on to the next target. However, he was completely in love with her. I actually saw pictures of her, and I could definitely see why he was crazy about her. But nonetheless, the moral of the story is he really wanted this girl, and he did actually end up getting her simply by following the techniques that I had taught him. Now, in the future, I'm going to do a more in-depth, advanced training video for getting yourself out of the friend zone. But for now, for this dummy version, I'm just gonna give you the broad strokes, the very basics for getting out of the friend zone, which mostly revolves around, you guessed it, reversing the damage that you've already done and doing the exact opposite. Now, in order to reverse the damage that you've already done, you must understand where you went wrong. And if you're like most guys, you generally went wrong very early in your relationship with the girl, usually in the first few weeks. For most guys, it's generally the very first time that you meet the girl that you do something wrong that triggers a decision in her mind to friend zone you. Now, for other guys, if it doesn't happen right away when you first meet the girl, it will generally happen sometime in the first few weeks while she is getting to know you. You'll often do something wrong that will trigger a decision in her mind to friend zone you. So from the very first time that you meet her, leading up to the first few weeks is generally the time frame when an attractive woman decides whether she's going to date you or whether she's going to friend zone you. There really are only two categories in an attractive woman's mind for how she classifies guys that she meets. You're either going to be date material or you're going to be friend zone material. It's as simple as that. Now, in order to be the former, date material, it will take a little bit of effort, especially if you've never had this type of training before, this type of dating education, which parents, teachers, and schools have all failed to teach us. So understand, in order to be considered date material with an attractive woman that you meet, an 8, 9, or 10, you must proactively and consciously push yourself to continuously do the exact opposite of what every guy sitting in her friend zone now did to end up in her friend zone. So what are some of the most common things that guys do to end up in the friend zone? Now, most guys, especially when it comes to an attractive woman, will often communicate their attraction way too early in the relationship, hoping that she bites. This is hands down the most common one. Most guys will come off too needy, too desperate, too validation seeking, too anxious, all things that kill attraction and really force girls no other choice but to friend zone you. Why? Because she already has too many guys in her life who already do this, who already act this way, who already give her this type of attention. So why would she want more of them? There's no reason for it, especially when she meets so few guys out there who actually have the self-control and self-discipline to do the exact opposite. The truth is, for an attractive woman, it is very rare that she actually meets a guy who doesn't communicate his attraction too early, who doesn't come off needy, who doesn't come off desperate or validation seeking. Believe it or not, this is a very rare type of guy in an attractive woman's mind. This is a very hard to find type of guy in an attractive woman's mind. And as humans, we are evolutionarily hardwired to value things that are rare, that are hard to find. So if you're an attractive woman and you meet a guy who communicates all of his attraction too early in the relationship and comes off needy and comes off desperate and comes off validation seeking, then how can you possibly feel attraction for him? You can't. It would be biologically impossible to feel attraction for him. So as I teach students, you need to be able to separate yourself from the pack. You need to be able to make yourself stand out from the pack, because these are the type of guys that attractive women consider date material and not friend zone material. And believe it or not, it's a lot easier than you think, especially these days with so many guys out there being complete wusses, complete beta males, and especially with more and more guys out there getting emasculated every day by society. Making yourself stand out from the pack is just going to get easier and easier every day. And all this requires, by the way, and I'm going to give you the big secret right now, the keys to the Magic Kingdom. All it really requires to get yourself out of the friend zone with any girl that you're crazy about is simply reversing the damage that you've already done, meaning to stop doing what you're doing like right now and simply start doing the exact opposite. So if you're showing up early for dates, start showing up late for dates. If you're calling her at the same time every day, stop calling her at that same time every day. If she's used to you being reliable and predictable, start being unreliable and unpredictable. Just start doing the exact opposite of all of those things that you did that are responsible for landing you in her friend zone. Because as I've mentioned, getting out of the friend zone does take a conscious effort. It takes self-control. It takes self-discipline. And the more you like this girl, the more you're going to need to control yourself around her. But make no mistake, you can escape the friend zone successfully with any girl of your dreams with just a little bit of effort and a little bit of self-control. It really is possible, and don't let anyone out there tell you any different, because it's not hard at all. It's not nearly as hard as you think it is. It simply requires reversing the damage that you've already done and to simply start doing the exact opposite. That really is it, plain and simple. And don't let anyone ever tell you that it's hopeless, or that she's never gonna like you that way, or that she's never gonna see you that way. Because you can get out of the friend zone with any girl you want. I've seen it happen way too many times with my own students, including myself, to think otherwise. And again, I will do a more in-depth, advanced training video in the future for escaping the friend zone, no matter how impossible it may seem. In the meantime, however, I want you to take what you've learned in this training video and go out there and start applying it right now. And I think you'll like your results. Until next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets. And if you enjoyed what you just learned in this new secret training video, then don't forget to add yourself to my priority waiting list for my full training course, The 33 Secrets to Dating Beautiful Women, where you can learn my top 33 secrets for dating only the hottest, youngest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet, 8s, 9s, and 10s. All you need to do is click the link above, pop in your name and email, and you're all set. It takes 2 seconds. So do that right now, and I'll see you in my next training video.